South Victoria on Highway 185 is a little town called Bloomington, Texas. A lot of you folks have been there. A lot of you folks have passed right through here and probably never thought nothing about it. There's an outfit down here called the Brigg Ranch, a true Texas icon in the ranching industry. They ranch all over the great state of Texas. Today we're going to be down there visiting with our friend Mr. Joe Jones and the crew down here. We're going to go through a little cow working. We're going to take a little trip, kind of look at everything. Everything is pretty and green down here. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stay tuned for Let's Grow Texas Ag.
Welcome to Let's Grow Texas Ag, showcasing unique farm and ranch stories of the South Texas coastal plains. First-hand knowledge with special guests presented by our very own and well-known host, Joe Adams. Pull up a chair and enjoy as we share some of the heritage and insightful stories that have made us proud Texans. Let's Grow Texas Ag, sponsored by Shearer Kubota.
You know, there's been a lot of changes in the cattle industry since we kind of broke out in it.
Yes.
Hydraulic squeeze suits one of them, and these RTVs or something else.
These RTVs, they've been the lifesaver of a lot of things.
I mean, yeah. And they're just handy. Get in and
well,
go.
you can get in and go. You can go check a water line. You can check cows and check heifers, and they're economical to run. We've had exceptionally good luck with these Kubotas. I mean, they're.
I know the Kubotas we got over there. We've had them for quite a long time, and they've done us a good job too.
Well, they hold together.
Yeah.
They're so rugged.
And they got a good insurance package.
Got a hell of a good insurance package. Yes.
K-Tac is all right.
Yep. This set of pins on the left here, this is where we house the TriStar cattle when we had the TriStar saddle October the 24th.
Y'all sale coming up on the 24th. All of that's going to be done.
All that will be done right here. It's all done video. It's entirely done video and has been for about the last 10, 12 years. But once we moved from a point of individually sending the cattle through the ring to go into a video, it's cut down a lot on the amount of work that we have to do. Now we'll have all the cattle at hand so that they can be viewed by a customer. And then the video, the actual sale will be strictly on video. And I'll take you in and show you where the ring is.
You know, I was reading y'all catalog for this year's deal on the 24th and 25th. And y'all have a sale, it's an annual sale.
Yes, sir.
And I think, is this your 48th
annual TriStar sale, which is a purebred Santa Cruz sale.
Yeah.
And it'll be the 22nd bull sale where we will feature Santa Cruz bulls, Brangus bulls, and about 300 head of commercial females. And we'll see some of those commercial females here in the next little while.
That's a pretty neat deal, but reading that stuff today, you kind of score those cattle. You got all the numbers, you got everything listed out there on the lots, but it interests me on the disposition on the cattle.
Yes.
You rank them with a 5-star to 1-star.
Right.
But I loved it when you got the 5-star, you just had to kind of whoop them out of the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Simon, you say. And then you rank them all the way down to 2. Be kind of like, well, they going to get out of your way in a little bit of a hurry. But the number 1, I can't remember exactly how you put it on there. They might attach themselves to the whoever's judging them or whatever. And he said, they won't be there.
They won't be here.
They've been culled.
They won't be here.
And you know, disposition is such a...
Oh, it's a big deal today. I mean, most of the small operations today, they just can't have one that is out of hand and ruly.
Well, and working those cattle in there today, y'all sorted you had some good cowboys in there doing it. But they pinned up them instead of cows and calves, and horse cut them off of there, and there wasn't nothing trying to jump out. Nobody come run up the fence. There was a couple of guys in there afoot, and so that means a lot.
I can't afford to have anybody hurt anymore. We built this sale ring some years ago when we were still running the cattle through on an individual basis, but now that we've gone to a video deal, we just hang the cameras on the televisions on the front, and the sales.
But the people can actually come out here.
They can actually come out and see the cattle. And this is This is our offices. Everything's held here, what we do and how we handle it. There'll be a dinner right after the TriStar sale on October the 24th that the buyers will be able to enjoy. And then the next morning we'll have a breakfast area out here, and buyers coming for the commercial bull sale and the female sale, we'll have breakfast here for them. So it's, you know, it's a work in progress. It's something that we have to do all the time, but I mean every year. But
you know,
it works out.
I'm sure that there's a lot of you have, without a doubt, have a lot of repeat customers. And they come down there, and it's a function. It's something they look forward to every year.
Well, that's one of the beauty parts about the whole deal. I know it's a lot of work, but you know, Thursday we put all the cattle in the pens. All the cattle will be in the pens in their respective lots. Thursday evening we'll have a fish fry out here for all the guys that have come to work. And there's a number of people that have come to work and helped us over the years. That this is a highlight of the year, because you know we'll get to have dinner on Thursday night or fish fry, and Friday night we'll have a sale and we'll have a dinner after that, and Saturday morning we'll have a breakfast and we'll drink some coffee and have a few refreshments and this and that, and everybody has a big visit.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a good time, because we've got people that are coming to these sales that have been coming for years, and that's one of the things that they enjoy by coming is the fellowship that we get to participate in.
And that's something that's not very conducive to today's world.
In today's world, we're living way too fast, but it's a fast world to live in.
I'll tell you what, I don't mind visiting it at all. You know, one of my favorite sayings is, you know, Mr. Sloan Williams down there at the VA Ranch.
Right.
Brother Jim and all that. He always had a deal that said open gates and shared knowledge.
There you go.
And
I agree with you.
That's the way that the bulk of the cattle industry people are.
That's right.
You know, the people that are showing up in it, that's exactly the way it is.
This set of cattle we're coming up to now, this is a set of cattle that we will have in the TriStar sale, and that'll be our purebred Santa Gertrudis sale on Friday night. There's two other guest consigners that come in, three other. David Harris from Harris River Bend up north. San Jose Cattle Company will have some cattle in it, and Fitchburg Cattle Company will have some in it. We'll try to sell about 75 lots of purebred Santa Gertrudis females. And this is our sampling. There's about 35 head in this offering. We'll make up half of what will be offered. And you know, there's a little bit of something in this for everybody. There's some cow-calf pairs that are bred back. There'll be some fall calving heifers that got baby calves inside, and then there'll be some spring-born heifers there, and then there'll be a handful of open heifers. So there's a little bit of something for anybody's pocketbook or anything that they want to try to have. And this is part of our purebred operation. In about 2 to 3 years, we'll probably be trying to put on a purebred Brangus female sale too, but we still got to build some more numbers before it's going to be adequate enough to be able to have that and continue to grow our herd from within with the kind of cattle we want.
I can't help but think that if Mr. Briggs was still alive, he'd be damn proud of what you've done out here.
Well, I like to think that he and I had a very special relationship, and it was really close. And I miss the old gentleman a lot. And I can assure you, there was no physical way to stay up with everything he wanted done.
Yeah. Yeah. Been on that side too.
Yeah. Drive out this way. We'll look at some of the commercial heifers that'll be in this offering. These cattle we're coming up to are basically what we had is black cattle that'll be in the sale. We've got them separated into groups. The red cattle are in another spot. Basically, these are black Brangus stock cattle, black baldy cows, heifers. These heifers are all bred to Brangus bulls that'll be calving in the spring, usually starting around the 1st, 15th of February. The Standard Truce and the red cattle are at another pasture behind this, and they're bred basically the same way. All be Brangus bulls. There's a red cow in here. We just didn't have a place to put her, but she'll have a Brangus calf inside. She's a red motley face. She'll be a Hereford Standard Truce cross cow. But we didn't have another place to put her at the time.
I would think if there's ever been a year that the replacement market is going to be there,
to be real honest, we're scared to death because we don't know what to expect. I mean, all the commercial replacement female sales around the land have been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, you know what happens, and I get phone calls every day from Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, East Texas. You know, what are they going to bring? And I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
I have no idea what these cattle are going to be worth in today's time.
Tell us about y'all's brand.
The brand that we use is a Broken X.
Yeah.
And it's a unique story about the brand. As I mentioned earlier, the Briggs family had a ranching operation in San Antonio. It was west of San Antonio toward the little town of Castroville. And Mr. Briggs acquired that. That was the first property that he acquired. It was the largest contiguous parcel of property in Bexar County, and was until the Briggs family sold it. But when you got in the air in an airplane and started flying over it, there was a set of hills, because this ranch, it was on the border of starting the hill country.
Yeah.
There was a set of hills on the ranch that had a picture of a Broken X. The hills were formed in a Broken X, and he said, that's what I'm going to have as my brand.
See, that's cool stuff to me. Yeah. I love brand.
We're in the 3rd generation of the family owning the properties. Today the properties are owned by Robert Brigg, that lives here in Victoria, and Louise Thurman, his sister, that lives in San Antonio. They are the principal owners of the properties today.
Did you know over $19 million in cattle is sold annually in Victoria County?
Y'all run a lot of commercial cows on this ranch too?
Yes, sir. We run a lot of commercial cows. We're probably 30-40% purebred, and the balance of it is commercial cows. So we're a fairly large commercial operation.
And I know all the data. This deal is it's very data driven now.
Yes, sir. Data driven.
And I know that y'all have used that in your commercial operation, because that's where it's really at.
The commercial operations is where we make our money.
Yes.
I mean, it's the money day.
Yeah.
The purebred deal, it supplies something for the commercial side, but
exactly
the commercial side is where the money is made.
Yes. So, from all of your data-driven decisions in the commercial operation, what kind of change, and I mean, what's it meant to your commercial cattle operation?
Well, you know, years ago, the only kind of information we ever had, well, on the bulls was weight per day of age, yearly weight, scrotal measurement, that kind of information, and that's what we could acquire on a big cheap notebook.
Yeah.
And going back into today, we're doing DNA tests where, take for instance, in years past, you had to have 1 bull to 20 cows, and okay, he's a sire. Well, he didn't get with 60% of the cows bred or 80% or whatever. Now, using DNA, you're putting multiple bulls in that pasture, and you're able to pinpoint by sire evaluation what bull sired what calf.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and technically, we don't even have to pair a calf when they're babies, because the DNA will tell you what calf goes to what cow. And By doing that, you're running multiple sires in these big pastures on the commercial side, and we can go back and pinpoint which bull was siring most calves in those pastures. And if you got a bull that, well, yeah, he's one of the group, but he didn't breed with 3 cows out of 100 head of cows. I mean, he needs to go to town.
Yeah, quick.
And you know, this is the kind of information that's being able to be pulled with DNA. Now I know every producer in the land is not, and especially the small producer, are not going to be able to do all these kind of things. It's impossible for them to be able to correlate all this. But it is information that we can gather.
But the ability to utilize that kind of selection is available. By the ones that do it. And y'all are definitely, we'll definitely do it, and that's the kind of stuff you'll be selling.
That's the kind of thing.
On the 24th and 25th.
That's right. That's the kind of information we're trying to step up. We, in the female side of our commercial deal, and even in our bull side, we've got to try to duplicate what HEB has done. We want to try to have something for everybody's needs.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a red cow or a black motley faced cow, or a red motley faced cow, a black bull or a red bull. Let me be like an HEB and supply what somebody's needs are.
Yeah. Theoretically, this could be the beef section of HEB.
That's right. In one sense. That's right. I'd like to think that anyway. We wean the calves here at the ranches, at all 3 ranches, and those that make the cut get number branded. And after we get everything accumulated, they'll go to the feed yard down there. We'll put them on gain test for 112 days. We'll weigh the bulls on, we'll weigh them at midterm, we'll weigh them at the end. And at the end of the period, we have an ultrasound machine comes in, and we ultrasound every bull so we can gather all that data. We'll get the ribeye size, fat thickness, IMF, all of it. But the big key is the ribeye, in my opinion. But after they go through the gain test, we'll make the selection of which bulls we're going to keep and which bulls we're going to bring to the sale. Everything else that doesn't make the cut gets to stay at the feed yard and they'll be slaughtered. So these bulls, right after the gain test, as soon as what we have the place for them, they'll come back here to the ranch and be kicked out and let them stretch out, get their feet back under them. They'll have to walk, they'll have to, they're going to have to learn how to be a bull at that point in their lifetime. So these bulls have been here for a couple of months. We'll feed them once a day, but they're out here on pasture. They're having to do it on grass too, and they're walking, getting a lot of exercise. And we'll lose a few because of first one thing and another, but by and large, these bulls here will be part of the offering. They're part of the sale. Yeah, they're part of the offering.
Mr. Joe Jones, it has been an absolute pleasure, my friend.
Well, thank you for coming by.
Oh man, I tell
Appreciate
you,
it.
I've always wanted to come out here to the Brigg Ranch, and it has not been a disappointment.
Well, thanks for coming. I always like to have guests come.
You bet, and I tell you, it's interesting enough, and we'll close out on this. Y'all got a big sale coming up on October 24th and 25th.
Yes, sir.
And kind of like what we were talking about a while ago, it's kind of a social event.
It's a social event. Everybody gets to come together and have a big time. Everybody has a good time. We've got a lot of people that come year after year, and it's mostly just for good friends getting together.
Good friends getting together and bring back the art of visiting.
That's right.
Sit around there and just BS for a little while. But they've got some of the top genetics that are available in the commercial cattle industry and in the purebred cattle industry, because it's all data driven. They've had a very storied past, and they've got a very bright future, because you say the young folks come in here. They're the numbers people.
They are. They're the ones we got to build this for.
You bet, and we certainly appreciate everything in your time today.
Sure.
And we're not going to say anything about Bianca crashing the drone.
Well, crashing a drone, that tops the day off.
Well, yeah, but then we're not going to, and especially not going to say anything about you having to bring the cow crew out here to retrieve it out of the top of a damn old hackberry tree. We're not going to do that. Have a little fun with it, folks. Y'all join us next time on Let's Grow Texas Ag. Thank you, Mr. Joe.
Thank you, bud.
Maybe you know someone that should be highlighted on our program. Let us know. Submit your story ideas to crossroadstoday.com/ag.
Hi, folks, and welcome to this edition of Let's Grow Texas Ag Off the Beaten Path. Here we got my good friend Gary McMahon. We've been cooking together a long time here at the Quattro Cattle Company Wagon right here at the Quarto Turkey Fest. Gary, how's it going?
Going good. I'm tired.
You tired?
Yeah, tired.
Well, you been here a long time today.
Yeah, well, y'all got here earlier than I did. I didn't show up till late.
I wasn't going to say nothing about you showing up late at all. Folks, every town in Texas has got something to be extremely proud for, and Quarto is no exception. Everybody usually has some type of little old festival out there, and Quarto, with the turkey industry being as big as it was at one time, Quarto celebrated with the Turkey Fest, had the Turkey Trot, and then he come into the Turkey Fest. But it's a weekend of family fun where you bring out, everybody comes out, they have the turkey race. But what we're going to do now, we're going to make some biscuits and have a little fun. Take over.
Thanks for the heads up, Joe.
Now, we've already mixed some flour and some baking powder, and we do need a little salt. If somebody knew where that was, right over here. And you know, like cooking around the kitchen, cooking around the cow camp cooking, it ain't much different. That's kind of the way you want that. After you mix your baking powder and your flour and salt and put a little Crisco in it, manteca, whatever you got, butter will work too. Just make it up there, and that's kind of the texture you want it to be right there.
Joe does not use recipes, y'all.
Well, of course I do.
Mm-mm.
Well, you know where I learned that from.
What, my daddy?
Yeah, I was gonna say his daddy, Uncle Jimmy. He likes to think he's going by a recipe, but he makes his own recipe up as he goes.
Dad's famous for adding 1 egg to everything. If the recipe calls for 2, he adds 3.
Yeah, I got some of the same traits myself. Everything's about history. Everything falls back to history, just like with the chuck wagons. How important it was that Charlie Goodnight came up with a chuck wagon to go to take a traveling kitchen on the trail drive back in the 1800s. It's a game changer. That's basically this wagon here is in the 1880s. It come off of a ranch in Oklahoma, and this year it got a re-going over it. This is the fun part. You want to get it out there, kind of making it look like that. Put just a little bit more flour on it. Depending on how you like them thin, you like them thick, they're going to rise a little bit. But there ain't nothing better than homemade biscuits. What's your daddy call them?
Cat heads.
Cat head.
Because they're as big as cat's head.
We got a big going on here in just a little bit because all the kids got a steak cook-off. They judging everything today from all the...
I don't know if y'all saw, I did grease this a while ago with some Crisco.
You know, biscuits on the trail, they were a staple. Just kind of like cornbread. What old John Wayne called them? Corn Dodgers?
Corn Dodgers.
Corn Dodgers, you know. What do you say, Lib? That's one of my granddaughters right there. Miss Libby, how are you, baby? What do you say, man? How are you? And that's the way it looks right there when you're getting ready to get in there in that Dutch oven. Y'all follow us over there. Let's put some heat on it. We'll keep it hot on top, and we'll see if it'll work.
This one or that one?
What's in this one here? It might be a little hotter.
Hey, Hook.
We got one. We'll do, we'll give them about 20, 25 minutes. If you got everything that came out just right, it didn't get too hot on the bottom and didn't get too hot on the top, if you get real lucky, them biscuits ought to be done. Look here. Because I can tell you one thing, That was a fun deal to do right there. It's been a fun day out here at Turkey Fest over here at the Quattro Cattle Company wagon. And I will tell y'all this, but you get over here and you get around this chuck wagon, you kind of see things the way they used to be done. It's a lot of fun. That's back in the days when it was strictly off the beaten path. We'll see y'all next time on Let's Grow Texas Ag.
You've been watching Let's Grow Texas Ag. Visit our website for more information and program schedules.